How's it going, guys? We're back working on the NB Miata today, and today we're going to be installing a exhaust on it. Now this is just an axle back, so nothing too crazy, but it's just going to give us a little better sound, which is exactly what I want. And this is a Megan exhaust axle back, and it was only about $250, so a really good deal. And it's just going to go ahead and eliminate a bit of weight on the rear end, as well as just make it sound a lot better. So I'm going to go ahead, grab a knife, and we'll go ahead and start unboxing this. Alright guys, I got it unboxed and it looks really good. This is 304 stainless, I believe, and it has quite a large tip. Let's see if I can get this off. Maybe not, but it looks really cool. Well packaged. It's got new bolts and a gasket for the flange there. So that's super nice because these bolts are usually rusted. So it looks really good. First thing we're going to go ahead and do is jack up the car. I'm going to go ahead and just do that side and put some jack stands underneath it, and then we'll see if we can get this old exhaust out. Alright guys, as you might be able to see, we went ahead and got the jack on some jack stands. I'm using the rear subframe mount here, just a piece of wood and jack stand. And then as always guys, whenever you're jacking up your car, you want to go ahead and block off the other wheels. I put a piece of wood here, mainly because this is rear wheel drive with a rear e-brake. It's just these wheels will spin freely, and once you lift up the rear, there's nothing stopping it from moving. So definitely always block off your other wheels. Ideally you'd also put one in front. I'm on a slight downhill slope, so that is why I only have one in the back. But let's go ahead and check out the exhaust. It seems super straightforward. You can see we got our flange right here. We can go ahead and just knock those bolts off. Plenty of access to them, shouldn't be an issue. And then we got a hanger up there, and I think that is it. I think this is the other hanger, but it is looking really good. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna get, looks like a 17 millimeter. I'll go ahead and grab a 17, see if we can get this flange off. Alright guys, they were two 17 millimeters. They came off with a little bit of help from a long extension on my ratchet, but nonetheless they did come off. You can always of course soak them with some PB Blaster the night before if you want it to come off a little bit easier. So now all we have is, let's see, there's a hanger right up there if you guys can see it, and then that hanger right there. So we're gonna go ahead and work on this one first. I'm probably just gonna spray a little bit of WD-40 in there and just try to work that out, as well as just these bolts, and then we'll spray that one as well and then get to that one next. Alright guys, you can see I got the old one out. There are actually 3 hangers, so one next to the flange and then 2 over on the side. All of these are very easy to get to, so it's really not too big of an issue. And then always I recommend wearing a pair of goggles like these, just because you don't want crud getting in your eyes. But it is looking really good now. All we're going to go ahead and do is, I think the old gasket is still on there, so we'll pull it off and then get this gasket in place. And then we'll go ahead and mock this up and see how it's looking. Alright guys, I got it fitted up pretty easily. In all, this probably took, half an hour with me filming. So really it's not that difficult of a process. So I went ahead and put these 2 isolators in first. And then, the hardest part is always just bouncing it up. But then I went ahead and did this one, and I used a flat blade just to kind of get this flanged where it needed to go. Nothing too crazy. I ended up using the old hardware. Mine was not in bad condition. It's been a New Mexico car its whole life, so it really has not had a lot of corrosion on it. But I would have had to press out these pieces here if I wanted to use the new hardware, and I don't want to do that because that's just extra work, and mine's in good condition. So if you have to replace your hardware, definitely look into getting something to press these out, like a ball joint press or something that you can just modify to push this just a little bit out, or just reuse the factory hardware if yours is in good condition. But other than that guys, it looks really good. I love over here the Megan Racing emblem that they've tacked on here. All these welds are just really nice and pretty. Looks really good. Let's go ahead and look at it from up above here. And you can see it is, I don't know if you guys can see or not, it is a lot larger than the stock tip, of course. And there's actually an interior piece here, right there, that is held on with that screw and that screw. I think it's a silencer, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start it up like this, see how it sounds, and then I'll go ahead and remove it and see how it sounds as well. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright guys, well hopefully those video clips sounded good enough. But, you know, I can't really say which one I like more right now, so I'm going to go ahead and just drive my car around with and without the silencer and see which one I like. I think the silencer might be the go-to just because it's a little loud at idle. And I'm not really a huge fan of loud cars at idle, but we'll see. You know, I'm going to drive around and see how it sounds. So, for $250 and, you know, half an hour, 45 minutes of your time, this is a great mod, and, you know, I really appreciate the sound of it, and the craftsmanship is just really, really nice. So, hopefully you guys thought this was helpful, and as always, if you have questions, definitely drop a comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time.